Yo everyone, Skeptic here. Today, I want to talk about Overwatch in 2022. The last time I played Overwatch was October 6th, 2019. After that, I haven't played the game until a few weeks ago. And to be honest, I'm not really sure why I came back to Overwatch. Maybe, I guess, if I had to come up with a reason, maybe it's because I don't really like the games that have recently come out. So I just wanted to play something that I haven't played in a while, and Overwatch just kind of popped up. I kind of just wanted to make a video discussing my thoughts on playing Overwatch in 2022. And in the second half of the video, I also want to talk about kind of my wish list on what I want to see from Overwatch 2 and how it improves the foundation from Overwatch 1. So, I've been playing Overwatch again. I've been doing a little bit of quick play, a very scarce amount of competitive, because competitive is really toxic. I don't want to play. I just really don't want to play competitive in Overwatch. It's just, the environment is just not good for me to just grind in. So I just completely avoid competitive in general. I've played a lot of AI just because I can play whatever hero that I want to play. I can just sit back, relax, put some music in the background and just go ham. Overwatch, I feel, or at least Overwatch 1, I really feel that the foundation of the game is really good. But the balancing of the game and how much each game can be skewed towards the winning side, I feel like is a bit much. So, just to dissect what I'm saying here, is that most of the games that I play against other human players, so quick play most of the time, it's either we steamroll the enemy team or the enemy team steamrolls us. And like I said, this is from a super casual mindset, so I don't have any competitive background. I'm no Overwatch pro. I'm not diamond or higher, I'm not high elo, but just from a casual standpoint, I think that ultimates are just a little bit too strong. For example, right? It's probably like 1 minute down the wire, and we try to capture this point, and we annihilate the enemy team, and then the enemy team regroups, and they all have their ultimates. Then we just kind of get shit on because we had to use our ultimates to get that point in the first place. And by that time, once they kill us, it's too late at that point. There's nothing that we can really do to salvage the game because getting all of our ultimates would take too long. So I feel like it's easy to really snowball, to basically have a snowball effect of just like, okay, we use our ultimates, boom, we get them, and then after that, each team member or not each team member, but the opposing side just gets picked off, and then they keep getting ultimates, and it kind of just cycles from there. So I feel like it's very snowbally right now. And I also think that ultimates are too powerful. I think they're too much of a game changer. Like, team fights can literally be decided by how much ultimates they have on their side versus your side. It's very skewed in a way. Obviously, there's other stuff like positioning, landing your shots, what role you play. But overall, I just feel like ultimates are too big of a factor to decide in a game. But other than that, other than the balancing and the low population within the game, because every time I go to versus AI, I typically see some familiar faces. Not all the time, but I definitely see a lot of familiar faces. In quick play, not so much, but I would imagine that in competitive, I would assume that you would also kind of see that as well. Because let's be honest, Overwatch has been on the decline, and not a lot of people are playing competitive. And if new people wanted to get into the game and play competitive, most likely they're going to be up against veterans. And I doubt that people would want to play against people who've been playing the game forever, you know? It's kind of hard to get into the competitive grind when there's so many veterans out there. So it's just kind of tough right now for new people to get in. So I really hope that Overwatch 2 can provide some of the hype back for the game and kind of revitalize it. Not Overwatch 1, but you know, what I'm saying is basically I just want the hype to come back for Overwatch in general and just have everyone go into Overwatch 2. But I've been messing with a lot of different roles for Overwatch. I've been playing a little bit of DPS. I mainly play tank, so I play Reinhardt, Roadhog, Winston, Diva. I've played support. I would say that support is more of my secondary role. So I play Lucio, Ana, Zenyatta. Those are probably my top 3 that I play for support. And honestly, I just disregarding balance and everything like that, and the veterans, I've been having a lot of fun with the game. I'm not sure what it is about Overwatch, but it just feels so unique in a way. Like, you have your Team Fortress 2s and you have your paladins, but I played those games and I don't get the same captivating feeling as I do with Overwatch. Just the graphical style, the lore of the characters, the unique designs of characters. Just everything about Overwatch I just really love. I just love the aesthetics of the game for some reason, and I'm not too sure why. Maybe, you know, funny enough, maybe I do know why. It's because of the characters. I don't know much about Overwatch lore, but I really do love the designs of each character and how unique their playstyle is compared to one another. And if you showed me a silhouette of Genji and Hanzo, those two are just completely different, you know? Not a lot of archetypes overlap against each other. There are some similarities between characters, but it's very minuscule, to say the least. So I really think that what Overwatch has built for the core foundation of the game is just solid gameplay, the solid FPS gameplay, and the unique characters that don't really overlap against another. Although there are some characters that I definitely dislike, like Wrecking Ball, Brigitte. I don't like Brigitte, Moira. There's other characters that I really do not like, that I wish if I had the power I would instantly delete them. But removing my bias aside, overall I do love the cast on a lower level, and I definitely want to make a fun video just trying to explain Overwatch lore in like some weird meme format. I don't know. I just think that would be a fun thing to do. But I've been really having a blast playing the game again. Honestly, I never thought that I would enjoy it. But there's just something about it that even though I mauled on and I get super toxic on quick play, I literally uninstalled the game 2 days ago. I was like, damn it. It roped me back in. The gameplay was just so good that it roped me back in. And for that reason, I wanted to make a video just talking about my wish list for Overwatch 2 and what I want to see be improved from Overwatch 1. So, I think what Overwatch 2 needs to do is to really emphasize the levels of ultimates and how much impact they give towards a match. I feel like you wouldn't want to make them too overpowered, but you don't want to really make them insignificant, because then what's the point of just using an ultimate if it doesn't really do much? So I feel like it's gonna take a while for them to really get that nice balance, and especially with the new 5v5 format, which blows my mind. I'm like, why are they doing 5v5? I'm very confused about that. So the meta of the game is definitely going to shift in a way that I won't even know what's going to happen. I don't know if tanks are going to be super crazy underpowered or overpowered supports. I'm not sure what's going on with the new format, but I really hope that they fine-tune ultimates so that they're not too much of a game changer. They're enough, but not too much. Another thing that I want them to kind of dial down on is extra game modes. Now, hold on a minute, okay? I love extra game modes. I love Lucio Ball and all those other wacky and quirky stuff. But it ultimately divides the player base. And because right now, Overwatch 1 does not have a lot of players, and having an arcade mode with all these different modes, and then quick play, and then competitive, and then bots, there's just so many avenues of where a player can go that it just branches out, and it can make some queue times a lot longer overall because the player base is so separated. So I hope that if they do the arcade mode again, don't have too many, like 8 games. Maybe have like 4 and then rotate after that. Just to have just a nice balance, you know. I don't want to separate the player base too much. But maybe Overwatch 2 can bring in a lot of people to the point where it won't matter. But for the time being, I would play it safe. I would do like 4 game modes, maybe even 5. Then they can play with the numbers, but not too many though. Because I think we have 8 or 9 game modes rotating. I'm not too sure, but I definitely think we should dial it down a bit. Just to... It'll also fix the queue problem as well. Another thing that I would really want for Overwatch 2... I know this kind of contradicts what I'm saying, but I feel like this is an exception because I want a normal draft in Overwatch 2. Listen, I don't think I need to tell you guys, but quick play is not normal draft. It definitely is not. So let's take League of Legends for example, right? You have ranked draft, you have normal draft, and you have bots. Mostly that's what you have, right? So you have the ranked for the hardcore people. You have normal draft for people who want to play the game, but they still want to play in a relatively serious manner, but not too serious, where you're worrying about losing LP. You know, you get that stress-free games. And then you got AI, where you can kind of fuck around and just kind of chill if you just want to get some games of League out of your system and do whatever. Or you want to try out a new champ or a new build, etc., right? For Overwatch 1, you currently do not have that. You have quick play, which is like the super casual game mode, or you have competitive ranked for the sweaty tryhards. There's no in between. There is no normal draft to have that fixation on someone who wants to get better at the game but doesn't want to lose their ranked points or whatever they're called in Overwatch. I'm not sure, but I think they're SR. I think that's what it's called. They don't want to lose their SR because I've played quick play and it's just a mess. If you're on the losing side, some people are gonna leave the game and they're not even gonna try to win, and me included, because guess what? There's no penalty for doing that. You can literally just say, "Oh, we're losing. We lost the first point. This game is kind of scuffed. I'm out of here." And they just dip, or I just dip, and their team is just like, "Oh crap, we just lost maybe one or two people, and now we're kind of fucked." Because guess what? No one takes quick play seriously. And then if you go on ranked and you play a match, if you're on the losing side, you're gonna get, or maybe even on the winning side too, maybe you're doing something wrong. On voice chat, someone is just gonna maul at you, and it's just not gonna be a fun experience, because you do want to take the game seriously, but people are just assholes and competitive. And I understand that you want to win the game, but yelling at a teammate and not even giving any constructive criticism, like, "I don't think you should be too far pushed up. Please hang back with us," or just something like that. Being polite and being just basically just not being an asshole. I don't know how hard it is not to be an asshole, but I do get it though, because Overwatch kind of has that. The foundations of the game kind of make you want to maul, but I don't want to get too far into that discussion. But there's just not a middle ground for players who do want to win the game and who wants to take matches more seriously and actually want to improve, but at the same time doesn't want to go into that super toxic ranked competitive mindset and just getting yelled at by all these players. And you could mute, but at the same time, if you do mute the voice chat, then you won't hear callouts from your crucial callouts from your teammates, and you're basically at a disadvantage at that point, because now you can't hear the crucial callouts that may or may not change the game depending on the situation at hand. So I feel like by adding a sort of normal draft to the game, it'll alleviate the toxicity of ranked, because then people won't just go on ranked for serious matches. They can also go to that normal draft mode and being able to improve or try new heroes that they can actually try and work on to improve on. Then they could take that experience and that skill set to ranked, and it won't be as toxic. And so I feel like it would just be the best of both worlds, Quick plays for the super casuals. You want to get your fix of Overwatch in. You just want to fuck around. Boom. Quick play is right there. You want to take the game a little bit serious. You want to take the matches more seriously, but you don't want to lose SR. You just want to play the game, the core game. Boom. You head to that normal draft. Oh, you want to rank up. You want to be the #1 top 500 Overwatch player. Boom. You got ranked right there. And if you want to be super casual like me, hit up that AI on hard mode and literally just kill shit and just do whatever. Play it like it's a PvE game. Because honestly, I really hope going into it, my other topic that I want Overwatch 2 to really improve on is the PvE aspect of the game, which they're basically marketing. I love Overwatch, and I really love the characters, so adding a very fun and unique PvE system can really make the game a lot more fun for people who want to play these different heroes, but don't really want to have that stress of playing against another person, like playing against the AI or playing against other humans. It's stressful, it is indeed stressful, because in the back of my mind, or at least for me, I want to win. Winning is what makes me happy. And I know it's kind of like, it's a double-edged sword, because it makes me want to try hard and it makes me want to improve on what I'm doing. But at the same time, it really hurts me because I can't take things in a non-serious fashion. I always have to get to that grind set of getting those W's. And for PvE, I feel like PvE could be a nice break from PvP. Like, and I know that I said before, I don't want too many game modes that separate the player base, but PvE is what they're mainly marketing, and honestly, that's what I'm mostly looking forward to in Overwatch 2. And I really hope it's not something that they just make up on the spot and it's just unpolished. With PvE, I've watched Donkey's video on Overwatch 2 and the potential that the game could have. And to that, I don't really have anything else to say, but because it's PvE, I really do hope that they go all out for heroes. That I said that Overwatch 1's balance was all over the place, but for Overwatch 2 and PvE, I feel like they could just go crazy. Just do whatever the hell you think is fun on each hero. Make Genji dash like 90 times. Hanzo, bring back scatter arrows. Just say, fuck it. We're bringing that shit back. Roadhog, he could hook 2 times or something like that. Like, they could just go all out with abilities and it wouldn't matter because it's PvE. I mean, to some extent, they do have to balance it so it's not too easy. But what I'm saying is that because it's not PvE, they don't have to focus, or not PvP, they don't have to focus on too much balancing. And they could just kind of just, the chains of restriction are let loose and they could just go wild. So I feel like PvE is definitely something that I'm looking forward to, and I'm really hoping that it's not something that's heavily rushed. This is my first video that I didn't really script out a lot, so it's not a perfect video, and it's not really cohesive, but I want to... With this video, I wanted to practice my speech. I want to get better at doing non-scripted videos where I just let my mind wander and I try to kind of explain myself. Because if I keep doing scripted videos, I'm never going to get better at being able to talk on the fly, or just being able to have that initial initiative in a way. So this video is kind of messy, and it is definitely all over the place, but nonetheless, I really do hope that you guys enjoyed watching the video, if you got this far. And with that being said, I hope everyone here has a great day. Bye.